one of my favorite things in the whole wide world, so I'll explain what the rule is and then we'll talk about implementation. The first part of the rule is the 75. Okay, so this literally means 70, and we're talking about percentages, okay? 75%, 25%, the 100% is your whole life. So 75% of your life should be spent thinking. The other 25% should be spent doing. Now, raise your hand if sometimes you're the opposite. Yeah, everybody at one time in their lives is the 75% doing, 25% thinking. And if you're really, really honest with yourself, that's not the best strategy. The benefits to doing it the other way, the non-traditional way, are numerous. 75% thinking, 25% doing, you'll actually have to do less. Because by thinking, you'll figure out how to be more efficient. You'll decide what you actually want to do, so there are things that you're actually not even going to do. And you will be much more productive in the things that you decide to do. So you will do less. You will also redo less. And this is one of the biggest things, right? When we do the 75% doing, 25% thinking, we have to redo all the time. Right? That's when you're firing away an email and you hit send, right? And right before it goes in, you see the typo. Maybe have that. And you want to reach into your computer, right? And grab that email back, or that Twitter post, or that Facebook post. Yeah, not good. So you have to redo less when you think more before you do things. And you'll also do things so much better because you will think them through. The vast majority of all the mistakes we make in life are because we don't think things through the end. Without question. And if you really sit back and kind of ponder, what are the last 3 mistakes that you've made? Some of you have to go back 5 years to get 3 mistakes, I know. But think about the last 3 mistakes you made, and most likely, I'd be willing to bet serious money that they're because you didn't think it all the way through. So 75% thinking, 25% doing. Choosing accuracy over speed is a huge component of that. And a second ago we just sort of laughed about the email, but you know the woman in your company, or the man, there's usually one in every company, that they'll send out an email blast. 2 seconds later, you get the second email, and the subject line says, correction, right? You know that person? Anybody have one of those in their company? Absolutely, it's not any of you, I know. But that's horrible. We've all probably had to do that at least once. Send out the email with the subject line correction. And that's embarrassing. And if we choose to focus on accuracy instead of speed, we eliminate all of that. This is really, really tough though in 2011. Our society is obsessed with speed. We are able to do things so quickly, you literally can almost post on Facebook before the thought even particularly is finished being formulated. And some of you, I sense it over here, I've kind of made that decision. And so choosing accuracy over speed is a really great way to practice the 75% thinking, 25% doing. Because then, take the time to reread that email before you hit send, so you don't have to reach into your computer metaphorically and grab it back, or send them one with correction. Take the time before you pick up the phone to make sure you have all of the details. My student, they're having a big open house for one of the clubs that I'm the advisor for tonight. And she sent me this beautiful email yesterday and said, send this out to all the students. And she put it in different fonts and different typefaces and had these beautiful words about come to the meeting. And I'm reading it over like I always do, because it's not that I don't trust my students, but I don't. And I noticed that she forgot a very important W. She forgot where. And so I emailed her back and I said, Sarah, I would love to put this out, but I need to know the location. And clear example of not choosing accuracy over speed. Make sure you have all of the W's. Make sure you've got all that, and you'll get all of these benefits from rule number 3. The key here, and this is a tough one, I totally get it. This is one that I struggle with, but we have to carve out time to actually think about stuff. And sometimes we'll have specific stuff that we have to think about. Sometimes it'll be generic stuff. Sometimes we just haven't had a chance to even think. And you guys have all done this, right? Because you said family, I just need some time to think. Right? Who's done that? And so I've got a couple of suggestions for those of you who are going, are you kidding me? I don't ever have time to think. And I get it, believe me. I have 2 kids, a dog, a husband, full-time job, all 9 yards, so I totally get it. But 2 places that you can carve out time to think. The first one is driving. Typically you will have a commute of some kind. Some of you luckily have a 5-minute commute. Some of you have 30, 45 minutes. So maybe challenge yourself that one way each day. You know, don't talk on the phone, don't listen to the radio, just have silence and ponder. And some days I encourage you just to let whatever goes into your brain go into your brain and think about whatever your brain wants to think about. The other days I want you to go, when you get in your car, I want you to go, all right, on the way home, I'm going to think about that presentation I have to do next week. Or I'm going to think about that conversation I need to have with my boss, or that conversation I need to have with my daughter, or what exactly am I going to serve at the birthday dinner. So give yourself a topic and use that time focused for thinking. The other wonderful opportunity to do that is exercising. I walk my dog almost every day, and that's my thinking time. So, and sometimes I do exactly what I first mentioned. I just let my brain do whatever it wants to do. And so Max and I go on our merry way, and my brain does whatever it wants to do. And usually I don't really accomplish a whole lot, but I feel better because my brain has time to think. But a lot of days I give myself a little task. Hey, today I'm going to focus on what the next exam is going to cover, or I'm going to focus on what my next presentation is going to talk about. And I have that really focused, intense time to think. When I get done with the walk, I have all of these beautiful ideas. So do that for yourself. And if you can't do it every day, start slow, start small. Do it once a week. Carve out one little bit of time per week